Good morning. So, interesting turn of events that have happened the last couple of days with the whole weight gain thing. So I had a talk with my trainer yesterday. And my trainer was very, very knowledgeable about what this is. So I'm on my cycle. So if you don't want to know that, too bad. I can still have babies if I need to or want to, which I do. But so he made it clear that that is a thing, that it's not uncommon for the cycle to contribute to the bloat. And he made it clear that it's not uncommon for the potatoes. He explained exactly how the potatoes work, which I love him for. Basically, he was saying like low carb diets. I'm sorry, this is the recap for day 15. Even though it's day 16, and I'm a little bit late because I was very tired last night. Me and the hubs. He skipped work because he was too sore. So, I digress. But, this is my recap for day 15. So, long and short of it, when you have a low carb diet and you starve yourself of the carbs very fast, you see results. I.e., Sarah only weighs 300. I don't think I'll be in Wonderland ever. Sarah only weighs 329 pounds because that first, 8 days that I did the diet, I had starved myself from those carbs. So, pushing forward to, Sarah is reading more of the book. She's feeling more confident. She's getting recipes from other people. And, I'm experimenting with what my diet is going to look like during this time and post this time. And so I have potatoes. I have potatoes 3 times within that week. I have potatoes for breakfast. At some place we went to eat, I can't eat a lot, and potatoes still mess with Stanley, so I don't really invest a lot in potatoes. But I have breakfast potatoes, 1. I had made some mashed potatoes a different night. It was 2. And then 3 is the that Sunday morning when, I'm coming off my weekend, I'm stressed, I'm frustrated, so that morning I made some breakfast potatoes, like cut up breakfast potatoes, slow cooked, like, in its own starchy goodness. So he proceeds to explain to me that, I'll stop because you stop. And I'm a good driver. So there's that. Anyway, so he proceeds to explain to me that what happens with a low carb diet is your cells, are starved of that starch. And so, then they shrink up. And, as long as you are not giving them that type of starch, those potatoes and stuff like that, they're going to continue to stay shrunken. They're going to continue to be, in that mode. Then as you start to introduce potatoes, the type of, starch and stuff that's in potatoes, and I could be saying this wrong, but this is just the overcap of what he said. Then they swell up. And they fill up with the water and the starch and everything from the potatoes. And then you start to be bloated, which is what I felt, definitely bloated. You start to feel bloated, and your cells retain that water, and you gain weight like that. So that is exactly what happened, on top of the fact that I'm mincing. So it's just like water on water on water. I'm just... So I was just like, how do I get rid of it? Sweat. You gotta sweat it out. And then not introduce that same carb in. Because potatoes are not complex carbs. So potatoes definitely want to... they want to be crazy. with the carbs. So that's what I learned. And I learned that's the reason why this happened, which it saddened me greatly because of such an emotional high of being, of having that weight loss so fast and seeing my body finally react to, like, the scale finally showing, like, hey, she's working hard. She's both eating right and she's both exercising. So the scale should be just like beast mode, I'm sorry. So the scale should just be like, yes, the weight comes off, but the scale does not. The scale does what it wants to, and it never reflects that same thing. So my trainer's just like, do not listen to the scale. He was just like, because he gave an example, and again, the numbers might be off. If you've been working out and you lose 3 inches off of your waist, but you get on the scale and you weigh the same. He was just like, in reality, you've lost like 15 pounds because you're losing the fat but gaining the muscle. So it's like an exchange. So he was just like, the scale sucks and don't listen to the scale. Trust what your body is saying. Trust the process. Only weigh yourself like every 2 weeks, because that's when you'll realistically see the change of whatever you're doing. So that makes me feel better, because he's explained in detail, like, this is what your body does and this is how it responds. And let me know a couple of things. One, potatoes aren't my friend. They're not my friend for a couple of reasons. They're not my friend because, again, Stanley does not like them. After I had my bariatric surgery, potatoes were still one of the hardest. Bread and potatoes were still the hardest things for me to get down. They just don't digest right. So for that reason alone, I'm just going to greatly limit them. And then the fact that what they do to my body when my body does break them down, it doesn't do a lot to contribute to my body's overall health and, and well-being. And it's just, they're just kind of a useless, piece of food for me that I really don't need. They're like shrimp to me, or any other shellfish, because I'm allergic to shellfish. So it's like, really, it's pointless. I don't need it. So for that reason, and then also because I know how it affects my body, they're really an unnecessary part of my diet that I'm definitely gonna cut out. I don't see a need to put them back in. He said sweet potatoes are fine. I finally made some great sweet potatoes. I don't like sweet potato fries. If I feel the inkling to just want French fries or want some kind of actual potato, to taste some kind of potato, I'll just have a taste and I'll just have the potato. Like, I don't want to substitute, because I don't want to eat it every day. I don't want it all the time. So when I do want it, that's what I actually want. So that's one thing that I've learned in this process, and I'm gonna tick off my list once my 13 days are over. I got 13 more days. Oh my gosh, because I'm officially right now on day 17. Yesterday was, I'm sorry, I'm giving you a recap from day 16. Yeah, this recap's from day 16. It's not from day 15. Day 15's already up in there. This is from day 16. So I've got 13 more days, less than 2 weeks. So I will weigh myself at the end. I'm going to stay away from potatoes, no matter how much they say that it's okay in the book or other people. Your body might be okay with potatoes, but mine is not. So, not the brave. Yeah, so I'm done. All right, so that's it for me. I've gotten my list, my things down so far, and I'm going to just continue on. So on to the next video.